This Canelo, nobody can beat this Canelo.
And when will we see this Canelo next? Cinco de Mayo against who?
Cinco de Mayo. Whoever, I don't care. We want to see who's next.
Benavidez, perhaps?
I don't know, but I don't fucking care.
I don't need to prove anything to anybody anymore. I've been done everything in my career.
Do you think Ryan Garcia? They said if Ryan Garcia said if he was you, he would already fight Benavidez. Mike Tyson said you need to fight him. Is there any pressure?
I don't
in
need
terms
to
of
fight
people?
anybody. I don't need to prove anybody anything because I remember when this happened with Golovkin, and then it happened with this. So I don't need to prove anything with anybody. So this fight with Jaime Munguia, you need to respect it because this fight is more important than other fights. So it is what it is. And you remember when you guys asking me for Golovkin and I fought with Golovkin and then Callum Smith and then Billy Joe Saunders and then Caleb Plant and then so never is enough for you guys. But I don't need to prove anything to anybody anymore. I've been done everything in my career.
Do you respect your opinion, like Mike Tyson saying it? Do you respect his opinion, or how do you feel about like Mike Tyson?
I respect his opinion if he fights sober.
Man, these headlines keep getting more hilarious and more hilarious as time goes on. You cannot make this stuff up. You know, I think it's funny as hell, to be quite frank and honest with you. But maybe what people are wondering about Canelo is how he's going to go ahead and fight a Mexican after saying that he wasn't going to fight any Mexicans. Maybe people are curious about how Canelo Alvarez says he's only here to make the biggest fights and he doesn't care who's next. Then he turns around and complain about who you want to see him fight next. I thought he was here to make the biggest fights that can be made, but yet he's saying the fight with Jaime Munguia is bigger than the fight between him and David Benavidez. It makes no sense at all. But when you do bring it up, the only thing he brings up is his Golovkin days. Man, every time he brings that up, it sounds like an old war story from your grandfather. I remember the time I stormed Normandy and all this other stuff. Man, you only good as your last hit. And are you saying that that's the pinnacle of what you have done in the sport is Golovkin? I mean, that can't possibly be what you're saying. But the thing is, at this point, you can't force Canelo Alvarez to do anything because right now, Canelo Alvarez is on cruise control. He know he's going to go into the Boxing Hall of Fame, and that's all he needs to know. He doesn't care about nothing else. You know what I'm saying? You could tell by how sassy he's been in front of these cameras and stuff like that. But boxing made him like this. And the reason why it's bad, because if he's the face of boxing, then what are you molding after him? People is going to be worse, and people's going to be more on their horse, and people's going to be ducking this, and people's going to be ducking that. That's why it's good to hold the so-called face of boxing to a certain standard. But like I said, when it comes to Canelo, the only thing that they cared about was milking his fan base. And that's all he's doing too. Because if he was somebody who didn't have a country behind him, nobody can get away with the crap that Canelo's doing, so-called being at the top or the face of boxing. Nobody could do that. You know what I'm saying? But these headlines say it all. You know? He keep talking about, yeah, I remember when you guys said I was afraid of Golovkin and this, that, and the third. Isn't that what Floyd Mayweather's career consists of? Trashing the last person he beat and then claiming he's ducking or scared of the next person you want him to fight until he fights him. You know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't going through nothing that other fighters ain't went through. The only difference is this guy is refusing to pass the torch. And I figured it out. The reason why Canelo Alvarez is refusing to pass the torch because he doesn't have no torch to pass. Canelo was never passed any torch. His was supposed to come from Mayweather, but it didn't. He lost to Mayweather. So I think in Canelo's mind, he gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna exit without passing the torch because the torch wasn't passed to me. You know? You have to do something bigger than Triple G and Floyd Mayweather, because as of right now, those are the two pinnacles of your whole fight career. And Triple G, yeah, you know what people say about that. And Floyd, you got schooled. You know what I'm saying? So this is a chance to go out and make up for all those holes in your career. You know what I'm saying? Do what's right. You can't say, I don't want to fight Mexicans because I represent Mexico, and then turn around and fight a Mexican. You know what I'm saying? Because you could fight the Mexican David Benavidez. But no, you don't want to do that. You want to keep using Golovkin as a contraceptive. And you know what? He's allowed to do it because his fan base has created a loophole for him to jump through and not have to face things. And I just don't know how he can continue on in boxing this arrogantly ducking and think he's supposed to get some respect and yet complain about criticism. That's illegal as hell, man. None of that makes no sense. But what you could do is you could release the belts, okay, and let other people fight for those, and you just keep on being, you know, superstar Canelo, you know, doing whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm the one kind of thing. You can go ahead and do that without holding up all the belts. But see, he want all the glory too. And if you want all the glory too, then you're going to have to take what comes with it. And that is challenges. If you don't feel like you need to be challenged, then you don't need to be holding on to no championship belts. It's just that simple. Be a franchise champion like Mauricio Suleiman tried to make you be. You know what I'm saying? So you could just dance around all you want. Then nobody has to say anything, because you could say, hey, man, I'm franchise champion. I'm here to make big fights. But then again, that won't work out, because it was like, you know, if you're here to make big fights, then what's up with the David Benavidez fight? You know? And why do you need $200 million to get in the ring with him? Talking about he has nothing to offer. What did Callum Smith have to offer? You know what I'm saying? He offered a break from fighting in the American countries and getting challenged. So you went over there on his European tour to beat up on so-called easy opponents. That's what he was good for. Fighting your sparring partner coming off a loss. What did that do for your career? Absolutely nothing. And how could you just shut down David Benavidez, but you threw around in your mind there was a possibility that you could fight Jake Paul or even Terrence Crawford, and then you turn around and fight Charlo? I mean, come on, man. Anyways, that's my thoughts on this. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm out.